Now let's look at this example. Find all values of x such that f of x is greater than 0, or x such that f of x is less than 0, and sketch the graph of f, this function. Here is the way to do it. This is the given function. We want, first of all, to factor this one. How? X to the fourth is x squared times x squared. You add exponents 2 and 2 together, you have 4. X cubed is x squared times x to the first power. 1 plus 2 is 3. And we have a x squared already here. So pour all the x squared out. After the first one you have x squared. The second one you just have a x negative x left over. The third one, x squared is out, so you have a negative 12. Now, positive 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. Here is negative 1. That's because negative 4 plus 3, we can get negative 1. So here negative 4 and 3 works fine. Now x squared, you copy it down, x minus 4, and then x plus 3. That would be the factored expression. We have x squared here. Okay, this one is all the time positive. Whatever you put positive here, you always get positive. So this one basically does not change the sign. We need to consider those two factors. We know if you plug in 4 here, 4 minus 4 is 0. And then one factor is 0, you see, then the rest of them, here is 4 plus 3, that's 7, and here is 4 squared. Okay, so it's 16 times 0 times 7, you have a 0. So x equals 4 is a 0 point. Similarly, if you plug in negative 3, positive 3 cancel each other. One factor is 0. Negative 3 minus 4 is negative 7. 0 times negative 7, you have a 0. And you see, you plug in negative 3 here, that's positive 9, times 0, you still get 0. So one factor is 0, whole thing is 0. Then we know negative 3 is also a 0 point. If you plug in 0 here, 0 squared is 0. Okay, 0 minus 4 is negative 4, and 0 plus 3 is positive 3. So 0, negative 4, 3 altogether is 0. Okay, so we have a 3 0 points. 0, 4, negative 3. 0, 4, negative 3. And we don't need to consider again 0. Is because right here, whatever you plug in, you always get positive. So anything with the squared, you don't need to consider that. You only need to consider 4, here 4, negative 3. Those 2 points divide the whole line into 3 parts. Then you choose the test values. Okay. Above 4, you may choose 5 or 6. Let's choose 6. You plug in 6 here, 6 squared. 6 minus 4, 6 minus 4 is 2. Plug in 6 again, 6 plus 3 is 9. Okay, so you have a 36, which is 6 squared times 2 times 9 gives us 648, which is positive. Okay, so above 4 you get positive. And actually, if you test 1, the rest of them you may not need to test, because you know the sign alternates. Okay, positive, negative, positive. Well, let's see if this is right. You may test between -3 and 4. You may choose either -1 or you may choose 1. Okay. If you choose -1, you plug in here -1 squared, -1 minus 4, -1 plus 3. -1 squared is 1. -1 minus 4 is -5. -1 positive 3 is 2. So 1 negative, 2 positives, you get -10, which is a negative. Okay. Actually, the -1 we chose is between those 2 points, 0 and -3. If you choose 0 to 4, between 0 to 4 you choose 1, you also get negatives. So let's choose 1 here. Okay, so you may say, let's choose this one. Put it here. Okay. Okay, you plug in 1 squared, 1 squared. You plug in 1 minus 4, 1 minus 4 here. You plug in 1 plus 3, 1 plus 3. So 1 squared is 1, 1 minus 4 is -3, 1 plus 3 is 4. So -3 times 4 is -12, times 1 is still -12. Again, you get negative. Okay, so from here to here you get negative. That's why we say you don't need to consider 0, because less than 0, greater than 0, you plug in, it won't change the sign. It was negative. Now you see on the left hand side of 0 is negative. From -1 you can see. On the right hand side of 0, between 0 and 4, you also get negative. So anything with the squared, don't need to consider. Now, -4 is the one less than -3. So you pick -4 and plug in. You have -4 squared, which is 16. -4 minus 4 is -8. -4 plus 3 is -1. So you have 2 negatives. You got a positive. 1 times 8 times 16 is 128. So you can see positive, negative, positive. Okay, so we have to find out less than -3, the graph should be above x-axis, since here we are positive, because you know you have here is positive, that's y. So y is positive, is above. Okay, now let's see how does it look like actually. Let's start to consider the 0 points first. -3 we were told is a 0 point, because you plug in -3 here, you get whole thing 0. So -3, 0 is a point. This point is on the picture. Again, you plug in 0, you get a 0. So 0, 0 is also on the line, on the curve. And then 4, 0. Okay, you plug in 4, you get 0. So you plug in 4 here, you get y is 0. Okay, so 4, 0. You have 3 points on the curve. Now, f of -1 is -10. So if you plug in -1 for x, you have a y is -10. So then you have a -110, this point. -1 is for x, y is -10. So put it right here, -1, -10. Previously, we also tested 1. Put 1 here, x value, you get -12. So -1, 12 is here. So you have actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. You connect those 5 points with a smooth line, then basically you have the impression, how does it look like? Okay. How deep this picture should go? After we learn calculus, we will know. Right now, we have no idea. So that's why we say sketch the graph. You can see from -3 to 4, the graph was negative. So all the points are down below. And then the graph touches origin, and we don't change the sign. It was negative, not negative. Okay. And then above 4 it was positive. Then you see positive. Actually, from here you can see that 1x is 6. X is 6. Your y is 648. 648 is beyond this paper. So you can see it goes very fast. And here, f of x equals -4, you have 128. So x equals -4, 128 is also very high. Okay, so this is basically the picture for this function. And from here, we can actually find out. Okay. See you next time.